Hi, I'm Diane Hendricks, and welcome to Fresh to Frozen and Back. This show is going to make your life easier. In each episode, I'll show you how to prepare delicious and better for you meals, how to freeze them properly, and then bring them back to the table at a later date. This episode is all about casseroles. I love casseroles, and these are really great casseroles for the holidays, but you can use them year-round, and you and your family are all going to love them. So the first one is turkey tetrazzini. Idaho potatoes are considered to be the most versatile vegetable in the produce aisle and are certified by the American Heart Association as a heart-healthy food. Idaho potatoes are naturally fat, sodium, gluten, and cholesterol-free, and one 5.2-ounce potato has only 110 calories. Look for the Grown in Idaho seal when purchasing potatoes. Idaho's growing season of warm days and cool nights, ample mountain-fed irrigation, and rich volcanic soil give Idaho potatoes their unique texture, taste, and dependable performance, and differentiate them from russet potatoes grown in other states. For recipes and information on Idaho potatoes, visit idahopotato.com. This is actually my sister Laura. Hi Laura. This is my sister Laura's birthday dinner. Even to this day, my mom makes us each our birthday dinner, and turkey tetrazzini is Laura's. So here's all you do. Just gonna turn on the stove and heat this pan with a little bit of oil. You can use butter, but I tend to use, actually I do use extra virgin olive oil in just about everything. Then I'm going to add some diced onion and some garlic. And I'm gonna let that cook up a little bit, minute or two, and while that's heating and cooking, I'm going to take, this is cream of mushroom soup. You can make it yourself. This is just a very quick casserole, but this is a healthier version of the cream of mushroom soup. And to that, I'm going to add sherry. And if you don't want to use the sherry, you don't have to add it. You can use wine if you want, but I just love the flavor that the sherry gives this. And some milk. You can use non-dairy milk, any type of milk that you like. And then before you start whisking, fold it in, because if you start whisking right now, this is just gonna the milk is just gonna splatter all over you. So just start going really low and get that milk incorporated into that soup base. There we go. And now I'm gonna add some more milk, but you don't continue to whisk. You have to do the same thing. Let me get this going. This is so simple and yummy. Okay, so we're just gonna do the same thing here. Get that milk incorporated in there, and then we're gonna add that to the onions and the garlic. Now you can use cream of celery, you can use cream of chicken, whatever you like, because we're using turkey in this, but you can also use chicken. That's perfect. Now let's add the soup here. Get that all in there. Use your spatula, get it all out. Stir it up a little. And then while this is cooking and heating up, because it's gonna bake for 25 minutes at 425. Okay, so while that's kind of heating up, I'm gonna chop this pimento, or actually this is a roasted red pepper, but you can use pimento as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop up this pimento or roasted red pepper. You can get the pimentos in a jar and just kind of dice this up. Actually mince it almost. I like it in smaller pieces. And roasted peppers are so easy to make. You can do it right on your cooktop. If you have a gas burner, you just take your whole pepper and stick it right on the gas burner on high. Just stand by it, flip it around, and you'll get that skin to char, and then you can easily peel it. Okay, let me stir this, and then we're just gonna add the rest of the ingredients. All right, so let's add this pimento or the red pepper to it. We're gonna add the cheese. We're gonna do cheddar cheese. We're gonna put half of it in the sauce, and the other half is going to go on top right before we bake it. It's gonna get all yummy. Now we're gonna stir in half of this cheese, and I'll save a little extra for the top. Actually half of it, which is really good, because you want that melty top too. So let's get this cheese melting in there. before we add the turkey or chicken or whatever you want. You can do vegetarian. You can add mushrooms to it and make it a mushroom tetrazzini. You can use any type of protein that you like. Okay, then we're gonna add the turkey. This is so simple. And you can shred the turkey, you can chop it however you want to do it. You can keep it in big chunks or little chunks. I do it like a medium size because I like a nice bite of that. And now that's all in there, and then we're gonna add some fresh parsley, nice chopped fresh parsley. Then we're gonna pour this into this baking dish with some cooked pasta. Look at that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna add a pinch of pepper and a little pinch of salt. Okay, so now we have the baking dish. And my mother, in her recipe for this, she says to butter the baking dish lavishly. I spray it with olive oil spray. I am going to put this in here, and then we'll stir it all up. Get all that out of there. Look at that, it looks so good. And this is such a great dish for a crowd. It's easy to make, it's quick, and what I'm gonna use is tongs. I'm gonna use tongs so I can kind of lift and get that sauce into the pasta, because you don't want any like just pasta that doesn't have any sauce on it. So we'll lift, pull and lift. It only takes a second. Oh, it smells great. If we had smell-o-vision, you would be able to really smell this. And I can see that some of this pasta doesn't have sauce on it, so you're just gonna kind of move the edges to the center. And actually I'll do that with this spatula, kind of throw the sauce on top so I can bring that back into the pasta. So just lift, and that's good. So now everything has the sauce incorporated, and then I'm just gonna wipe this a little bit because we don't want all that schmutz to burn off in the oven. Take the cheese, extra cheese that you have. This is sharp cheddar. You can use any type of cheese that you like. Put it on the top. And then paprika. You can use smoked paprika, whatever you want. I like smoked paprika. It gives it a nice earthy flavor and aroma because we eat with our noses and our eyes as well. And that's it. And then this is gonna go into the oven at 425 for 25 minutes until it's all bubbly and the cheese starts to brown. Wait till you check this out. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so the turkey tetrazzini is done and it looks amazing. Very simple. Nice little twist on a holiday casserole too. Look at that. It's all bubbly and brown and delicious. So I'm gonna plate this just to show you. So in my family, they kind of fight over this crusty part, which is not my favorite. I like underneath better. So I'm gonna take tongs and get some of the pasta out first. So I'll take some of the pasta out, even with a little bit of that crunchy stuff. My kids love this. And like I said, it's my sister's birthday dinner. Look at that. Okay, then I'm gonna just spoon this. This is piping hot. Spoon a little bit of the sauce over here. And then let's get a little crusty top. There we go. Turkey tetrazzini. And then you can, like I said, you can substitute chicken, anything that you would like. I'm gonna put this over here. And I'm gonna throw just a little bit of fresh parsley on top of that. Just a little bit of fresh parsley. Scatter it around, because there's parsley in it. So I'm using what was already in the recipe, which is kind of the way to go. Okay, so we got some fresh parsley. I'll just kind of put it around the edge there. I don't want to ruin that crusty top. Oops, and we got a little schmutz. There you go. So turkey tetrazzini, that is casserole number 1. Okay, on to casserole number 2. I love this. This I just made up because instead of having all individual baked potatoes, this is just a baked potato casserole. So instead of a whole baked potato with the sour cream and the bacon and the chives and cheese, or the green onions and cheese, I just peel and dice the potatoes, and then I'll put them in the bottom of a baking dish with a little bit of olive oil, and then bake the potatoes just for about 20 minutes covered until they start to soften, because we're gonna put them back in the oven. And then all I do is I'll take a bowl that has cream cheese in it, and I'm gonna add a little bit of shredded cheddar. This is a Vermont white cheddar that is delicious. And this cream cheese is at room temperature and softened. Nice hefty pinch of pepper. I love crushed black pepper, and a little salt. And then I'm just going to mash this cheese into the cream cheese with a fork, and then we're just gonna kind of dollop it on top of these potatoes. And I'm using Idaho potatoes because I love them, so just make sure you look for the Grown in Idaho seal on when you're looking for potatoes. They're delicious. One potato has like 110 calories for like a 5-ounce potato. Twice the amount of potassium as a banana, and 3 times the vitamin C of an apple, so how about that? Okay, then this can get a little bit messy on your fingers, but I don't care. My hands are clean. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dollop this on top of the potatoes. And then we're gonna stick it in the oven until the potatoes are nice and soft. And in the end, you end up with like a baked potato, but you don't have to like deal with it individually. You get a whole casserole, and you can just, everybody can just scoop their own scoop. So I'm just spreading this out over these Idaho russet potatoes that have been peeled, diced, and baked. Okay, and then, oh, there's a little left. Okay, then we're gonna throw that in the oven. I'm gonna bake it until the potatoes are soft. And these they're partially soft. This will take about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna pop it in. Okay, when we come back, I'm gonna finish them off when they're done. What my mother always called Liberace's breakfast. We've had that every Christmas morning, and I think it's from an old recipe. She kind of doctored it up and changed it up a bit. I changed it up a bit, and it's simple, and it is really a wonderful, crowd-pleasing breakfast. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so now I'm gonna take those baked potato casserole, and I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese to it. Now you don't have to, you can see that this is, the cream cheese combination is kind of like all over it. Now I'm just gonna kind of spread it out, now that it's soft and a little more liquid. And then we're just gonna add a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese on top, and then we're gonna put it back in the oven, and then it'll be done. So we're gonna cook it for another 15, 20 minutes, and then it will be finished. Now we're gonna move on to Liberace's breakfast. I don't know if that was his favorite, but we've had it every Christmas morning when everybody wakes up and all the family gathers together before we have Christmas dinner. That's what my mother makes in the morning. So I'm going to just put some olive oil spray in the bottom of this baking dish. And this is just bread that has had the crusts cut off. And for this size baking dish, 6 slices fit perfectly. Then we're going to just sprinkle some cheddar cheese on top. You don't have to do a lot if you don't like. You can add as much as you want. Try to distribute it a little bit evenly. And then we're gonna take 6 more slices and put it on top. Okay, now we're gonna take a mixing bowl and eggs, some dry mustard, onion that's been diced, salt and pepper. Whisk that together, and we're going to add some milk. So that's all whisked together, and then what we're gonna do is pour this mixture over the bread. Oh my gosh, it just reminds me so much of family Christmas morning at my mom's house. Then just kind of shake the pan a little bit. Make sure these are nice and even. And we're gonna let that soak for 10 minutes. And when we come back, I'm gonna finish this off, talk about how we freeze everything. You don't wanna miss it. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so this has been soaking for 10 minutes, and now this is all you do. We're gonna add a little bit of bacon on top of each piece. Just a little bit, maybe a half a slice on each. You can add more if you want. Divide it evenly though. Tomatoes, some really nice ripe beefsteak tomatoes on top. Then a little sprinkle of crumbled bacon on top of that. And a little pinch of black pepper. Then this goes in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, and then we'll stick it under the broiler. Okay, so let's get the Liberace's breakfast out of the oven. Oh, so it's got a little bit of brownness on the edges. Oh, we're gonna take the potatoes out too and plate them all together. Look at that, it looks so good and it is delicious. Okay, let me shut this oven off. Okay, and for plating. So what we're gonna do for the potatoes, oh, they're all crispy and creamy with the cream cheese and the cheddar. And it's just such an easy way to have a baked potato and serve it to everybody. So you just take that, and then what I like to do is take a little dollop of sour cream, a little crumbled bacon if you'd like, and some green onion or some chives. And that is your baked potato casserole. Okay, and you can cut these in half if you like, but you're just gonna cut them in half and then go back for the other half anyway, so you might as well take the whole thing. And then you have this beautiful breakfast, and I like to put a little bit of crushed red pepper on top, and it is going to be something very interesting that you haven't had before. So here are our 3 casseroles. We have the turkey tetrazzini, the Liberace's breakfast, and the baked potato casserole. They all freeze beautifully. That's one of the great things about casseroles, because it's in a casserole dish. You can always take it back out of the freezer, defrost it, and stick it back in the oven. For these, I like to take them, and I will take them in an even layer on a baking sheet until they're rock solid in the freezer, and then you can pack them up each individually one, and you can take one out each time. But I have never, ever had any of this left over. We've always wanted more. Thanks for watching Fresh to Frozen and Back. Please share this episode with those that you love. Follow me on social media at Diane Hendricks. Check out my website, dianehendricks.com, for recipes and all kinds of other interesting things. And don't forget to check out Idaho Potatoes at idahopotatoes.com. I'll see you next time. Idaho potatoes are considered to be the most versatile vegetable in the produce aisle and are certified by the American Heart Association as a heart-healthy food. Idaho potatoes are naturally fat, sodium, gluten, and cholesterol-free, and one 5.2-ounce potato has only 110 calories. Look for the Grown in Idaho seal when purchasing potatoes. Idaho's growing season of warm days and cool nights, ample mountain-fed irrigation, and rich volcanic soil give Idaho potatoes their unique texture, taste, and dependable performance, and differentiate them from russet potatoes grown in other states. For recipes and information on Idaho potatoes, visit idahopotato.com.